Today is July 6th, 2013. Tango's doing really good. No allergy signs, no puking or anything like that. No dry skin. He's doing really good. Today is June 7th, or July 7th. Tango's doing really good. The mosquitoes and the deer flies are out pretty bad around now. They keep flying around his ears. You don't need to eat that. You're allergic to grain. That's going to give you an allergy. He likes to eat grass sometimes like other dogs do, but he's allergic to grain, so I don't really want him to be eating it. Good boy. Yeah. Good boy. To give you an example how bad the deer flies are, I usually, anytime the mosquitoes or anything get bad, I start wearing a bug head net. But as soon as the deer flies start coming out, because they actually bite and they bother Tango so much, and I used to do it for my other dog, is I found this product on Amazon. It's called Tango Foot or Tangle Trap. It's a sticky substance, and when an insect lands on it, it gets stuck to it. And I did some research and I found out that the deer flies are attracted to the color blue. And so what I do is I have a blue bucket on top of my head that has the Tango Foot stuff. I've got saran wrap wrapped around the bucket so I can just replace it each time I come for a walk. And then I put that Tango Foot sticky stuff on the outside of it, and the deer flies will go, because they go for the highest point on something, and they go and land on it thinking they're going to be able to bite me, and they get stuck on that trap. And I've been doing that now. I did it last year too, but each time I come back when the deer flies are like around at their peak around now, I usually get like 50 plus stuck to the bucket that I have on top of my head. And I'll show you that. I haven't checked it yet, but the past few days there's been quite a bit, so I'm sure it's probably loaded today also. So I'm going to swing the camera around and you can see probably a lot of them up there on the bucket. And that kind of keeps them away from bothering Tango so much. And it reduces the population back here for when other people come back here, so they don't get annoyed so much with them. So the bucket that I showed on top of my head, like I said, I haven't seen it yet today, but the past couple of days there's been a lot. So I'm sure there's a lot now, but I clean that off every day. So I've just started to go back here for this walk, and I usually come back here for about an hour. And that's what's been accumulated on there in about a half an hour, all those ones, and there's probably quite a bit. Some people, what they'll do is, instead of putting a bucket on top of their head like that, they'll just take some blue tape and put it on top of their hat and put some of that Tangle Trap on top of it. Other people will take like the blue plastic cups and they'll put that sticky stuff on the outside of it, and then they hang those cups from branches, and when the wind blows it kind of moves a little bit and it tracks them to it, plus the blue color, and they get all stuck to the cups. Actually, the side that I showed was the side that didn't have that much. It was this side. But there's quite a bit on this side. And even yesterday, It was about twice as much, if you can believe that. It was literally like packed, like there wasn't, probably even 3 times as much. It was like there's no more room for them to stick, and here there's still quite a bit of room. So hopefully they're not coming out as much as they used to. Either I'm getting them or it's getting past the season. Today is July 8th. I'm not steady with the camera because the mosquitoes, even though I have a bug head net on, they're going for my hands and my legs. Yeah. See? They're bothering you too, huh? You got one on your ear. Yeah. Good boy. Go ahead. Good boy. Yeah. Today is July 11th, 2013. Go ahead. Today is July 13th, 2013. It's very muggy today. Humidity's got to be like right near 100%. You can see the humidity in the air. If you look like 30 yards off, you can just see how the air is just packed with moisture. Tango's doing really good. Today is the 9-month anniversary from when my last dog passed away on October 13th. Good boy. Today is July 14th, 2013. Yeah. Go ahead, Tango. Today is July 18th. It's been very hot all this week. It's been a heat wave like all week. And the deer flies are still out biting like crazy. That's where Tango usually likes to go and do his poop. Yep. It's one of his normal routines. At least when he poops out here, I don't have to pick it up in the yard before the grass gets cut. Why don't you drink some water? Today is July 21st, 2013. Tango's doing really good. He's really a wonderful dog. Some dogs get real like temperamental and they want to do what they want to do and not listen and things like that. And he's like a real gentleman. You only have to tell him something once and he remembers, and he's always like wanting to obey and wanting to do what you want him to do and to be careful with what he does, because he somehow feels that maybe if he does something that I might get mad, and he kind of looks at me with the look on his face like looking like, is this okay? Or it's kind of really nice. Like I said, he's a gentleman. He doesn't seem to do really well around other dogs when they run around really fast. But if they're dogs that are slow and they don't run around fast, he does fine around them. He's eating more grass. Today is July 22nd, 2013. See the false Solomon seal berries? Later on in the year they'll turn a bright red. That's when they're edible. The root's edible too, but it has to be prepared in a certain way. Tango's doing really good. An example I'll give of how I think he's such a gentleman. He's always looking for approval for things. During the day I let him lay down on my bed, and he should know that by now, because I mean it's been like almost 9 months. But still, every single time he always like looks at me first and wants me to like tell him that he can hop up there first, even though I always let him go up there during the day. So that's why, I mean, he's like he's always looking for approval to do things, even things that I normally always let him do, you know. So other dogs usually aren't like that, but he's very good. Good boy. Yeah. Yeah. Good boy. Want to go under the deck? Come on. Yeah. Good boy. Yeah. It's nice and cool over there, huh? Yeah. Good boy. Yeah. Yeah. Good boy. Yeah. Got something in his ear. It's right here. Probably a bug or something. Yeah. Those are potatoes. Good boy. Yeah. Ruff. Good boy. Yeah. Good boy. Who's that? Ruff. Who's that? Good boy. Yeah. Tango saw a chipmunk or a rabbit or something go into the shed, and he's been out here for like 10 minutes waiting to see if it'll come back out. Right down over in there is where he saw some animal go into there. He's been staying over here hoping they'll come back out, and he runs around the shed. Good boy. Yeah. Tango's a good boy. Yeah. Today is July 26th, 2013. Tango's doing really good. He's really a very lovable dog. He likes to have always have a human interaction with people that he knows. He doesn't really like interaction with strangers, but he gets very attached to his people. Even a little bit more so than the last dog that I had. I can see how he would be a dog that could possibly get separation anxiety if you left him alone for a period of time. Today is July 28th, 2013. Tango's doing really good. Mosquitoes are really bad. Deer flies don't seem to be as bad as they were before, but the mosquitoes are really bad now. Here's my little bridge I made. This area here gets a little muddy. I put string tied them together and put a stake on the ground to hold them there, because when it rains, this whole area here gets water up to here, and they floated downstream one time on me. So I secured them there so that won't happen. Now they kind of get repositioned and stuff when the water gets high, but at least they don't go downstream. I think he smells another dog. Here's some Indian cucumbers. Here's another one. The berries will turn like a dark blue. But the berries aren't edible, it's the root that's edible. It tastes just like a cucumber. Today is July 30th, 2013. Tango's doing good. My mom ended up messing up and gave him some pasta to eat, some leftover shells. And I guess she forgot that he's allergic to grain, or... Leave it alone. I don't know what that was, it just scared him. She didn't either know that he was allergic to grain. I've told her a couple times, but she's got a bad memory. But, or maybe she didn't know that the shells had grain in them. So I ended up inducing Tango to vomit, which you take some hydrogen peroxide, and you, he saw something over here, I don't know what it was. I mixed, you can give 1 teaspoon of hydrogen peroxide per 10 pounds of weight for the dog. So I could have given him like 11 teaspoons, but I didn't. I gave him 7. I mixed it with some ice cream and gave that to him, and then like 15 minutes later he puked up all the pasta. So that worked good. See, I think he saw something over here. And there's a rock right there. I don't think that was it.